All right, I think I'm in here. Okay, how do I do this Instagram thing? I think I made it. Y'all, listen. All right, y'all. I be catching fits. Okay, do you hear me? I be catching fits out here trying to stream to multiple places, but I ain't no sucker. So I'm gonna do it. So I think I'm on Facebook. I need to see the comments though. Okay. So I'm probably gonna move away from here. But hey, y'all, hey, listen, happy Monday, my second favorite day of the week. When I tell you I loves me a good Monday, all right? I love a Monday. No, don't do that to me. All right, we in the game. All right, so I got my Facebook up. I gotta do Instagram, I think. All right. Okay, look, Miss Annette here. It's time to get the party started. Hey, Miss Annette. All right. Listen, I am using this app called StreamYard. Lord help me, because I am trying to, honey, stream in 3 different places, but it's just not that simple. Okay. And so I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, but I have no idea what is being said. Who I don't know why. Maybe it does show you, but it doesn't show me. All right. All right, I see. We getting some traction. I got 2 people. Come on in here, y'all. Let's get this party started. Listen, if you can tell me where you're watching from, that would be helpful. That would help a girl out. All right. I'm trying to get this together. I got 2 people according to StreamYard. One might be IG. It's just really interesting how this thing works. And I wish it was simpler. Maybe what I'm trying to do is too complex. But listen, I got a word. I got a word, y'all. I love going live. It's one of my favorite things. Y'all gonna have to be super interactive with me so I can know who's here. All right. Hey, Joyce Woodard. Okay, good. I can be Joyce is here. I just need y'all to talk to a sister. All right. So listen, this is why I am here. I have been coaching my little heart out, first of all. God has been blessing, and I get to serve in multiple coaching programs where I get to share so much. And this is what I realized the other day. Hey, Joyce from Virginia. This is what I realized the other day, that sometimes I tell my story, and the way I'm telling my story, y'all, I'm so used to telling the story that I don't realize that the way I'm telling the story doesn't give like God his complete glory. Does that make sense? So I'm so used to telling the story, it's become like simple to me. And then I assume people know my story. And then I encounter somebody and they're like, I never knew that. They never knew it. And it's so shocking to me. So I want to be a better like storyteller or sharing of my story, because what I know is that God like really did his thing. Okay. When y'all, when I think about the person that I used to be and the life that I used to live, I'm like, only God could create a transformation like this. I can't take no credit. I can't say, I'm so deep, I'm so smart. I mean, I did the activity, but God was orchestrating the whole time. Lord, yeah, this real life. Okay. Ooh, y'all see this thing? Okay, so only God could orchestrate this thing the way it needed to be orchestrated. All right. And so I want to, first of all, come and I want to tell you, first of all, who I'm talking to. Why am I here? I'm talking to the person, particularly the woman. Okay. I don't know if you somebody mama. I don't know if you somebody grandma. I don't know if you somebody wife, but I am talking to the woman who is, there's some area of your life, particularly your health, but there's some area of your life that you know needs to grow and develop. And you've been knowing it. You've been knowing it. All right. And you look in the mirror, and you tell yourself, I'm one of these days, I'm gonna get my life together. I'm gonna stop eating all these cookies after the holidays. I'm gonna stop doing this in the new year. You tell yourself that I am going to address the thing. So for those of you who don't know me, I ain't always been this lady. Okay. 4 years ago, just 4 years and 4 short months ago, your girl was 240 pounds. Let me tell you, I'm not a tall person. I am 5'2". I am a short person. Okay. I'm short. I'm 5'2" and a whole 3/4. There is no way in the world that I should have 240 pounds worth of weight on my frame. It's not even, it doesn't make sense. There's no way I could slice the pie and make it healthy. You know, even if you don't believe in BMI, some people look at BMI and they say, that number not for us. Even if you don't look at BMI, there's no way you can make adjustments for that. There is just no way, right? I'm sorry, y'all. This light is really, hold on, y'all. I just can't take it no more. I gotta turn it off. I gotta turn it off. I just gotta find it. Oh, now I want to work. Let's see what happened. So there's no way in the world that I could justify, whether I believe in the BMI scale or not, there's no way in the world that I could have justified that being a symbol of health. All right. Not only that, I think we have this belief as moms and as women that once you start to have children, you start to create families. Now, your time, your energy, all of your efforts go towards the people that you created and the people that you agreed to do life with. And if that's not true for you, that's exactly how I felt. So I wasn't ever probably a healthy weight in my adult years, but I will say that once I became a mother, once I started creating people, okay, birthing children, my weight just ballooned. All right. So I'm talking to the person that's been there, you know, where you don't even feel like yourself. I remember having my daughter, and I remember her like I was a very active person. I traveled a lot. I was always in something. Okay. I did belly dancing, honey. I ran marathons. Like I always had something that I was involved in. Like I felt like, you're young, and this was my version of living it up. To be honest, when me and my husband were dating, I didn't even want any children because I'm like, things are so fabulous. I don't want to be bogged down by children. I might have somewhere to go. All right. And if I have somewhere to go and I can't find a babysitter, it's going to be a problem. But my husband said, this is a deal breaker for me. I want children. So now, trust me, my children are my greatest gift. But what I saw happen after I started to have kids and started doing life and start being a whole, real, responsible adult. Okay. Once I blossomed into my responsible adulthood, what I saw happen was the things that I used to do to take care of myself. I suddenly found myself not having time to do those things. All right. I found myself suddenly not having the energy to do those things. And so the things that fell by the wayside for me were my health, just time to take care of myself. My health went to the pits, okay? And the bottom fell out. And I looked up and I was just a completely unhealthy person, all right? So it wasn't just the fact that I had this weight on me because it wasn't even vain, but I'm on amlodipine and I got numbers that are high on the medication. You hear me? Like I'm taking the medication, but my numbers are still coming in like 140s over 90. And I would be on it. I've never been the type of person to like medication. So I would be on it. I take myself off. Me and my doctor would scuffle back and forth because I don't want to take this medication. And she's like, you need to get healthier. But nobody ever told me like what that meant. She never told me like, here are the steps for how to do it. She's just like, you need to start doing better. You need to start eating better. Well, what does it mean to eat better? I don't know. I really don't know. But in my mind, I fully intend to get around it at some point. I have these ocular migraines where I lose my vision. So what would happen is these, for anybody that hadn't told, I get these little floaters in front of my eyes. Has this happened to anybody? Floaters in front of my eyes, but this I could only see straight ahead. Anything on the sides, I'm unable to see. When this happens, this is a signal that in 20, maybe 25 minutes, I'm about to have a migraine. Y'all, the first time it happened, I was teaching kids and it was so distressing. Like I was so distressed because I was like, what is going on? And my heart started beating fast. I was like, Lord, I think I'm about to go. I started Googling, and Dr. Google made me feel like I was having a stroke, a heart attack, all the things that were coming up stressed me out. I thought I was going to go in front of these children. I ended up going to the nurse at the school that I was working at. I worked at a high school that was on a college campus. So I went to the nurse and she gave me oxygen. She said my oxygen was low. And she said, you're having panic attacks. And I was like, girl, not me. I knew I wasn't having a panic attack. I knew that for a fact, but I knew something was wrong. So I went to my general doctor and she ends up sending me to a doctor who can do a specialist who could do an MRI, and he tells me these are called ocular migraines. There's nothing that we can do to treat them. All we can do is give you this medication. And again, I don't like taking medication, so I'm like, sir, anything else we could do? And he's like, no, this is it. And he was very dismissive, like, here's the prescription. If you don't want to take it, the only thing you can do is turn the lights off and be quiet. And I'm like, but I teach children. How does that work? How does one do that? So I got these ocular migraines. I got high blood pressure. I got extra pounds on me. I do not sleep through the night. I don't even know that this not sleeping through the night I don't know that there's something wrong with it. I think I'm a great mom because I get up middle of the night. I'm telling you, like 1, 2 in the morning, I'm waking up and I gotta go, hey, Ro, look, I'm telling you, look, Ro, I'm thinking I'm a great mom because it's 2:00 in the morning and Holy Spirit has woke me up to go check on my children. This is what I literally believed, that I was a great mom. I'm not sleeping through the night. I got ocular migraines and I'm anemic. All right. It's just bad. It's just bad. And when I tell the story, these are the parts I don't never ever really tell nobody. These are the parts I do not talk about. All right. And I think it's because I've said it so many times. I think y'all know. I think people know. But then when I find out people don't know, I'm like, oh no, you have to tell this because here's what I know to be true. It's somebody out there that this is happening to you. It might not be an ocular migraine. It might not be anemia. You might not be eating up all the ice in your house, but there's something happening to you that is an indication that the way things are going are not the way they need to keep going. All right. But what happens is we ignore it. And I'm going to tell you why. So I'm talking to that person today. I'm talking to the mom, the wife, and honey, you good. I mean, you the best with the children. You out here wifing it down and you're doing all the things. I'm talking to the person that's like, eventually there's going to be a day where I'm going to give myself some rest. All right. And like I said earlier, what I realized last night is when I tell my story, I think some of y'all say, Tuka, we so proud. God is so good. Praise the Lord. God is so good. He's so good. The transformation that he's done in your life, baby, God be blessing. And I think that you think that the transformation that he did in my life is unavailable to you. All right. And I'm so serious about letting you know, like, it's the same God. It's the same God. There's nothing, I promise you, like so uniquely different about me that God could only do this with me. It's nothing. All right. The same God that turned my life around. Every single part of my story. And I'm gonna get into why y'all feel this way. Why if you're thinking like this, I know exactly why. But every single person that stepped into my life that took me from the person I used to be to the person that I am today was sent on assignment by God. Was sent on assignment by God. The only difference is the moment they were sent, I was available and ready. All right. So here's the reason why we wake up in the morning and we squeeze into outfits that we really should be upgrading in size. I might be just talking to me. I would squeeze my butt into a 16 because I wasn't going to buy an 18. But here's the reason that we wake up and we squeeze into outfits that barely fit. We squeeze into outfits that barely fit, and then we tell ourselves, you know what? I'm gonna get back on track. You know, when I was anemic and I was eating all the ice, every time I made a cup of ice, I told myself, we're gonna stop this because you're gonna jack up your teeth. All right. You're gonna mess your teeth up. So we're gonna stop this. All right. So there's a reason that we look in the mirror and we tell ourselves that we're gonna do something and we don't. And I want to talk you through this today in hopes that you will be pushed into action. All right. I already know, like, one of my natural gifts is inspiring and motivating. I can inspire you all day long. But today I want to motivate you and I want to move you. Okay. We're not just doing inspiration, we're not doing no cheering for Tucker. I want you to really be able to, when I get off here tonight, I need you to look yourself in the mirror and have an honest conversation with yourself about what we're going to do because it's time out. And here's why. The first thing is, when you look at somebody and you think that God's blessings are only limited to what he can do for that person, you're not even, you start to depend on yourself. So you start thinking, I'm not going to be able to do that thing. It's too hard. Don't you know that what I have achieved, this is the easiest like lifestyle change that I have ever done in my life. And I've done a lot. There have been many times I have tried a program and was rocking and rolling. And a couple of months in, go back to my old ways. There have been so many times that has happened. All right. There have been so many times, but this is what I want you to know. This is the problem that we're facing that's holding us back. And this is what's keeping you from moving. Some of us think that we got time. Some of us are like that song by the Winans that be like, was that the Winans? Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. If I got the wrong artist. I think it was the Winans. And then Tamia remade it. It was called Tomorrow. Who promised you tomorrow? Tomorrow. You better choose the Lord today. We think we got time. So we think that when we look in the mirror, because we done squeezed into these jeans for the 15th time, okay, and told ourselves, oh, I really got to do something about, this little middle-aged spread or these extra pounds on me. We think, because we promised it to ourselves, that at someday in the future, we're going to feel like it. And so we put it off thinking, I'm going to really get serious about this. The first of the month, I'm locking in. I'm really going to do the things. All right. You think you got time. I have a good friend that said delayed obedience is still disobedient. All right. So I think about my own story. When okay, listen, Rochelle T. Parks, I don't know, bro, you still on here. Say hey to the people. Rochelle T. Parks is like the woman that completely changed my life as it relates to really my health and so many other areas. But we knew each other for many years. She reaches out to me and tries to help me get the problem solved that I look at every day and say, I need to do something about this. I'm actually on a call saying out of my mouth, professing what I want, saying, I need to do something about this. But when she reaches out, my excuse and my reason for not moving forward is because I'm going to do it at some time in the future. But right now is not the time. I need you to get active and know, like, now is the only time. Now is the only time. All right. While I was running around here on medicated, I call it medicated high blood pressure with a 140/90 on my medication. All right. I'm like, you just a couple of meals away from a stroke. You just a few meals away from a heart attack. And then suddenly the thing becomes an emergency. So the grave mistake that we make is thinking that we have time. We think that we have time to do it at some later date. Here's why you don't have time. I already said you want, if it's health related, what's off track, what you need to get on track. The thing you need to get on track, if it's related to your health, the reason why you don't have time is because you trending towards a medical emergency. All right. But here are the other things. I know that as a mother and as a wife, we serve as the heart of our household. So when we are well, everybody attached to us has a better chance at being well. We are, I am the thermometer. I set the temperature in this house. All right. So when we are well, we create a situation where the eyes that the people in our family will be more well. All right. So while I'm waiting, because I'm serving everybody, my children are getting older. I'm missing teachable moments with them. So there are legit teachable moments that you are missing with your children, with your husband, with your family, because you are showing up every day as less than your best because you think I'm going to deal with this thing at some time in the future because we've taken for granted that we have more time in the future. All right. Here's the other thing that I know to be true. Not only do we think we have more time than we actually have, the next thing is we have adapted to the dysfunction. Okay. The dysfunction of the thing that's off track in your life, the thing that is off track in your life, the dysfunction becomes normal. I know it's somebody who's gonna disagree with me, but it's almost like when you have I'm gonna give you a couple of examples. One is like when you have a smoke detector in your house and the smoke detector needs a battery. You know that first day when it beep, you're like, my God, we need a battery. You don't want to take the battery out because you feel like that'll be the night the house burned down. But I need to get some batteries. A few days later, you don't notice it as much. It's not as noticeable. But the first day, you really, really notice that thing. But as time goes on, you notice it less, right? I had in my car, my motor on my window, it stopped, it wouldn't roll down. So I needed the motor in the window replaced. When it first happened, you're talking about inconvenience. You go to the bank and you got to open the door. You know what I'm saying? When it first happened, I'm like, this is so inconvenient. Do you know over time, you just adjust. You just start adapting and adjusting to the thing that is broke, the thing that is off track. So the thing that is off track, the reason why you haven't addressed it is because you have adjusted to the brokenness of the thing being off track. So you've gotten used to it. You have gotten used to it. It's like you're like having a drip in your house, like a faucet that drips. At first, it's like, this is driving me insane. We need to get a plumber here. A week later, you just don't notice it as much. Stinky trash. There's another one. Or a house that just, think about somebody's house. You come in, what do they call it? Like odor fatigue. You go in somebody's house and it don't smell right. And it's like, they don't notice it at all because they're used to it. They've grown accustomed. So what has happened is the thing that's off track has become normal. So I think about when I was knowing good and well, I mean, there was a part of me that knew I knew I should probably get an 18, but I just refused. Okay. I'm not going to do it. And in my mind, every time I would say, you know what? I'm not getting an 18. I'm not going to do that. They don't belong in my closet. Okay. Every time I had the intention of doing something about it. Every single time I was like, eventually I'm going to get around to it. All right. So you've gotten very comfortable in the dysfunction. You've adapted to it. And it was noticeable at first. It was noticeable the first time you got dressed and you realized, you know what? These pants are too tight. These headaches that I have, this not sleeping through the night, this being tired all the time. And now it's just the way you operate, and you've gotten so used to it that you start to think this is the way it is. All right. Then the other reason why you haven't addressed it is because your yardstick is broken. All right. The rubric or system that you use for measuring winning in your life, you need a new one. All right. Sometimes we measure where we are by looking at other people. So if I look at this person to my left, this person to my right, this person behind me, and I'm not as sick as they are, my blood pressure is not as high as theirs is, I haven't gained as much weight as they have, right? Then I think that I'm not as bad as it's not as bad as it could be. It's not as bad as it could be. All right. And so you have to start measuring differently. You have to get a different measuring stick. All right. You have got to start, number one, creating your own version of success. Because a lot of times, what we look at and declare as success is what the world says. But what is the real meaning of success? So for me, when I always wanted to be a good mom, right? And I'm thinking that I am doing that because I'm doing a lot of stuff for my kids. I'm running them here and I'm running them there. I'm keeping them active. I'm teaching them, I'm pouring, I'm helping them with homework. I'm making sure they got good manners. I'm making sure they know how to act. But that's not the best version of me. That's not the best version of me. But I'm a better mom than so-and-so. I might not be as good as her, but I ain't as bad as her. All right. So you have to become your own like competition. You have to become your own competitor. All right. And you have to start asking yourself, is this the best that I can be? Is this the best I can be? So here's what I know to be true because I've been you. Okay. I remember when Rochelle would get on and yeah, she would go live every single morning. And she would be doing planks and push-ups and jumping jacks and lunges and all the things every morning consistently. And I would log on and I would see her. And I would literally be like, man, she's strong. Okay. Man. Oh Lord, the way she do it, she hitting them push-ups. Man, look at them guns. Man, she really lunging it out. All right. Because what I believed at that time is that that's good for her. That's so good. Just yay, roll. That's so good for her. All right. I would see her doing all these things and cheer her on like nobody's business. That's so good for her. And so I think a lot of times when I tell my story and I tell you that where you are today is not where you have to be, I think that some of you say, that's good, Took. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. And so today, I want you to know that what's required to make it possible for you is action. Is to start. It is to start. I was talking to somebody yesterday and she said, how did you know? Like, what would you tell somebody who was, who's looking to make a change in their life? And I said, that's very difficult to say because I know for a fact, I literally heard the voice of God. Okay. I'm telling you, I was laying in my bed and praying and planning and writing out goals and just, declaring over myself the life that I know that God, he's going to prosper me, the plans that he got for me. I'm praying and crying out. And God responded back as clear as day, almost like he was in the room with me, said, if you don't do it now, because we were in the pandemic and we were locked down. This was when we were learning to be in the house. Okay. Some of us have gotten very used to being in the house, but this was when we were getting used to like, I can't go nowhere. This is when Versus was going on. Okay. When we start creating our own indoor entertainment because we couldn't go anywhere. And God said to me, if you don't do it now, you never do it. And it wasn't my weight. It wasn't just the weight. It wasn't my physical. So that's what I think that people see when they see my transformation. You see the physical transformation. You see my physical weight go from one point to one point, not knowing that I lost weight. I lost physical weight, but I lost a lot of emotional weight. I lost a lot of relational weight, some people weight. I lost some baggage that I was dragging with me. Okay. I lost more than just the weight. I lost more than the weight. All right. But in order for that to happen, I had to make a decision that I was going to move. And that's where some of you are today. And if I could do anything, my motivation, my encouragement, my inspiration is to let you know that the transformation that was possible for me is possible for you. The same God that did it for me will do it for you. Okay. I literally asked God on multiple occasions. If you ask him and you trust him and you believe it, he'll do it. But guess what? He's not going to do? Make you start moving. He's not going to make you start moving. He gives you the option to start. All right. He gives you the option to start. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to move. If I'm not making anything else clear, that thing that you've been looking in the mirror, that thing that you've been hemming and hawing to your friends about, I know I need to do better at this. I'm not sure if it's your spiritual health. I'm not sure if it's your mental health. I'm not sure if it's your emotional health. I'm not sure if it's a relationship. I'm not sure if it's your physical wellness. But there's something that is blocking you from being completely well. And you look at it on a regular basis and you promise yourself that one day you're going to address it, and you don't do the action part. All right. So my goal is to get you, okay? My goal is to get you to move into action, to stop looking at somebody else thinking that their story, their win, their success is out of your reach. All right. Stop looking and saying, I'm going to start tomorrow, because tomorrow is not promised. All right. Stop ignoring the beeping smoking alarm and go ahead and change the battery. Get busy. Okay. Don't be like me with the window. Okay. Because I rode around for a lot. So a friend called me out like, what is this? Okay. I came home, got my window fixed. I was like, no, I've been meaning to, but it don't bother me as much. Okay. I want you to get real agitated, and I want you to get so agitated that you take action. So the moment I heard the Holy Spirit, when I tell you there was no delay, there was no delay. I heard the Holy Spirit. The moment I heard the Holy Spirit, I picked up my phone. I texted one friend and another friend who both sold shakes. Okay, immediately. Now I'm on the wrong track. This is why you need a good coach. All right. And I can help you with that. This is why you need a good coach, because I had the wrong system in mind. I was thinking, get you some shakes and you got this thing. Okay. That's what I was thinking. And my coach was like, one person sent a link and one person FaceTime. When Ro FaceTime me, she was like, baby, you don't know what you're doing. Okay. And I had to humble myself and be able to accept the fact that I didn't know what I was doing. I had no idea what I was doing then. All right. And so I just want you to start moving, like I want you to make this the last day. I don't want you to think about how many times you failed in the past, because this might not be your first rodeo. This might not be the first time that you've decided I'm going to get up and I'm going to fight for the life I know I deserve, for the better version of myself. You've probably been boxing, been in the ring for a minute. Okay. I want you to forget about all of the failed attempts. Okay. All of the failures to launch. All right. Forget about the fact that you tried this. It was 15 years for me. It was 15 years. But when you are obedient, God has something to now bless. He has something to now bless. So I know it's not just me. I know I'm not the only one. I know this is more common than uncommon. This is why I can speak from this place. This is why I can speak from the place you wake up and you don't feel good. You don't have the energy. Okay. You know you're not your best. Okay. You're not sure how good you can be, but you know this don't feel like what it's supposed to feel like. All right. The whole time I was drinking coffee every day, there was always a wish that I didn't need it. You know, I started to really lose hope that people can really do life without drinking coffee. They can really do their whole life and they don't need no coffee to get going, for their brains to kick on. I started thinking like the window or like the smoke detector. It started being less annoying. Okay. I was able to just drink the coffee and know, like, this is what I need. Y'all, I used to drink. Let me tell y'all two stories. I used to drink. So when I was a teacher at Forest Hill, there was a gas station across the street. And before I was drinking coffee every day, I would stop at that gas station and I would get me like a Monster every day, sometimes two. Like I need one in the morning and one in the evening. Just so that I can do my job, so I can teach these kids well. For a season, it was like every single day. And then I believe I transitioned to coffee. I got the bright idea I need to just now give me a coffee maker at the house and started making my own coffee. And you know why it didn't seem weird? Because everybody on staff is drinking it with me. The majority of the teachers are doing the same thing, coming in with a coffee cup and tired. And we all just sipping, throwing back coffee so that we can do this thing that we all felt we were called to do. Bizarre, okay? Bizarre. But I would go in that school. I would get there at about 7 in the morning. I think we had to be there like 7:45, but I needed a buffer between me and the kids. I would get there at 7 in the morning. And because I was a sponsor of the flag and the drill team, I would leave like 7 at night. So I'm talking 11 to 12-hour days. Fueled on a diet of trash and Monster and coffee. All right, that's the fuel. That's the thing that's getting me through the day. That's the thing that's making me be able to do it until I get home and I absolutely crash. And if I'm being honest, the whole time I'm doing it, I know that this isn't the way it's supposed to be, but I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what to do. I don't know how you make it through the day without I don't know how. I don't know how to get my blood pressure down. I don't know how. But I want it. I just don't know how. And because I'm in an environment where this is normal, then it starts to be the thing that you do. And so you never address it. I remember giving up coffee every year for Lent. So I used to be a member of a Methodist church. And so we would celebrate Ash Wednesday and, Lent and all the things. And every year for Lent, I promise you, it was either coffee or some weight related, some food, giving up Oreos, but typically coffee. And those first weeks, when you first give it up, I'm just like, oh, this is for the birds. I'm so dysfunctional. I can't function. And I got an attitude about to beat people up that's walking past me with the coffee. Okay. You about to get beat up because you in here with this coffee. Okay. Y'all, that's it. That's all. That's all. I'm just like telling from this place that I am today. When I tell the story, it sounds so bizarre to me. It sounds so like, how could you think it was normal? How could you think it was normal? But I did. But I did. All right. Because why? I kept putting it off, thinking that I had more time. I'm comparing myself to people whose measurement of success is not the equivalent of mine. And it's like the beep and smoke detector. I just got used to it. Okay. I've adapted to being the jacked up life that I was living. All right. So some of us are in that place, and that's the person I'm coming for today. That I'm talking to you. All right. And telling you it's time. It is time. It's time. So I don't know what it is. But over the next 5 days, I want to come here and talk to you about just getting that thing on track. All right. I don't know if it's your physical health. I don't know if it's your mental health. I don't know if it's your spiritual health, but it's time. It's time. It's like you got a runaway train and it's just trending in the wrong direction and you're just allowing it to happen. You are allowing, and I need you to steer that thing in the right direction. Because that part of you that knows, like, I really need to get my health together. The part of you that knows that I really need to tap in with my spouse or be more attentive with my children or organize my finances. The part of you, because all of this is related to your health. If you want to know the truth, it's all the health. All right. And the truth be told, if you address one and you leave one hanging, you still got work to do. All right. That part of you that knows that something's off track, I'm looking for people who are ready to get that thing back on track. All right. So I'm gonna come here I'm 7:30. I'm gonna be here every night. Invite a friend. Somebody DM me yesterday and said, I have a family member who needs to hear what you're saying. And I'm like, shoot her the link. All right. So maybe it's not you. It probably is, but if it ain't, all right, who's the mother, the wife that you know? Maybe it's your wife. If you're a fella, you over here. Maybe it's your wife. All right. Who's the mother and who's the wife that you know has really put everything else in the world before her? And now she feels bad when she look in the mirror. And the moment she look in the mirror, her mind immediately runs down a list of things that she needs to fix. It's never a, okay, sis, I see you. All right. The sis you used to be. All right. When we gonna get our sexy back? When we gonna get our sexy back? Like, when? All right. So next 5 days, I'll be here talking about getting back on track. Okie dokie. Also, I am having a masterclass on September 10th. We're gonna say September 10th. We're gonna say September 10th, okay? And yeah, we're gonna say September 10th at 6 p.m. So if you comment the word Thrive, I'll send you the link to register, or you can just go to momswhothrive.masterclass.com. Yeah, that's it. All right, y'all. That's all I got, y'all. Love y'all to life, and I will see y'all tomorrow, 7:30. Bring some friends, all right? And I'm gonna figure this out. I want to be on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at the same time, but I don't know. I don't know, because I didn't see anything that happened on Instagram. I can see my Facebook people here, my YouTube people here, but Instagram got lost in the sauce. I don't even know if I was on Instagram. All right. Love y'all to life. Do y'all have any questions? Anybody got any questions? Anything you want me to address? You can DM me with topics, questions, anything you want to know. Like open book. Let's run it. Let's run it. All right. Oh, you want to know. I want to talk about it. All right. Yeah, I don't know if I was on Instagram or not. I see nothing. It looks like I was even present on Instagram. Maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. All right. Any questions? Love you, Miss Joyce. Miss you. All right. So no more playing games. Tonight, your homework assignment is to really sit down and have an honest conversation with yourself about what that thing is. So I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's your physical health. I don't know if it's, baby, you looking in the mirror and you didn't put on an extra 20, 25 pounds. I don't know. I don't know what it is that you have allowed to get in the way, that you've allowed life and life just lifing to snatch away from you. The parts of yourself that used to be so vibrant, and now they're not. Those parts, okay? I want you to address, maybe it's more than one area. What is it? All right. And bring it back to me tomorrow. I need to know so we can have an honest conversation. All right. So that we can have an honest conversation. All right, y'all. That's all I got. I absolutely love y'all all the way to life. And I will see you tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. See y'all tomorrow.